happened in 1970s? Maybe some people still remember. What happened 100 years ago, right? So people tend to extrapolate joint conclusions from very recent experience. And deterministic relationship versus statistical relationship is very interesting as well. When you try to trade on those, how do you really build models? Is the market really efficient, right? I mean, what part is efficient? How do you really apply those theories in your day-to-day risk management or trading activities? And sometimes people tend to oversimplify, right? Just say, oh, I can model this. This is one important parameter. I just take that. So I just give you all the warnings that, again, very young, new field, and largely, often, this is art than science. So keep that in mind, even though we're talking about mathematics in finance. Math is very powerful and useful in finance. So learn the math, learn the finance first, but keep those questions along the way when you are learning during the class. Okay, so suggested homework, optional. I mentioned a lot of terminologies today. Go to the course website, read what we have put up for the financial glossary, right? So if you still have things you don't understand, compile your own list of financial concepts, which you can search on the web or even ask us. But I encourage you to do that. It will prepare you well. So that's really, and read other materials on the course web. So we got maybe, how about this? We still got about 15 minutes or 10 or 12 minutes left. So I pass it to Vasily. Then maybe we can leave 5 minutes for some questions. Yeah, okay, yeah.
You mentioned that Apple trades now. When you work just a couple of them. Well, offense to people where just wanted to give an example. Yeah, thanks. That's because he was working in our group, and it just will give you an idea of what a little bit of an idea what we will be talking about and what actually we do in the daily life, or what an intern or somebody who comes to work in this industry could do. And one project is which Dushan worked was on estimating the noisy derivative. The derivative is called delta. Delta is usually a first derivative to a function, and as we'll see in the class, quite often to obtain a price, you do it through Monte Carlo, meaning running a lot of paths and then averaging along them. So it's a statistical method. So obviously there is a noise to your answer every time. So if you want to differentiate this function and get a derivative, then this derivative will be quite noisy. And so instead of getting the true derivative, you might obtain something quite different from two derivatives just because there is a confidence interval around any point. And obviously there is a trade-off here as well, because you can run more paths, throw more computational power, and which will reduce your confidence interval. You will know better where you are, more precise. Or the other solution could be, if you know that your function is not too concave and reasonably flat, you might do the numerical differentiation on wider interval, basically reducing the significance of the error, right? And you would hope to arrive to a better approximation. So obviously there is somewhere a balance, and the question was, how is there an optimal shift size to obtain to get the derivative, and that's what the slides got corrupted. Right. So there was quite a bit of mathematics involved and minimization and optimization. There was an answer, and that's actually what we finally arrived at. And that's some toy example, but still it shows you that if you use constant size and not optimal size, that would be your numerical derivative of this blue function. While if you use the optimal shift size, which Dushan computed, it would be much smoother and much better. So that's one example, and that's what he did, and we actually are implementing it in our systems and plan to use it in practice.